I don't get the nunchucks out often, but when I do, victorious thing, isn't it? The gimmick, right? How fast is this going? Fast, right? How fast though? How fast are they going? I'm excited, I'm a bit hyper, I haven't slept all night, but there's a reason behind that. We're going to need a bigger boat. Or somebody's going to need a bigger boat. We don't need a boat. What we have here is one of my stickmen. It's the Horizon. This is actually a hat because he's looking forward. That's his cap, okay? He's obviously always got his little device. Now, he's looking that way. Why is he looking that way? Because the sun is about, so sun's there, behind Earth, okay? It's coming up, sunrise. Comes up, and just as it reaches the horizon, he gets it in, you know, we've all done it, just comes up, freeze, stop. Alexa, how long does it take for the sun's light to reach planet Earth?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, it takes sunlight 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the Earth.
Okay. Alexa, does the sun take 8 minutes and 19 seconds or 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach Earth?
From mathscientist.org.uk, it takes about 8 minutes.
About? Alexa, what is the exact time it takes the sun to get to planet Earth?
It's 9:35 a.m.
Alexa, how long does it take? Sorry. Alexa, how long? Can I
I
talk?
missed something. Can you say it again?
Alexa, how long does it take for the sun's light to reach planet Earth?
Here is what I found. From reference.com, it takes approximately 8.3 minutes for light from the sun to reach the Earth.
Not 8.3 minutes, alright? That would be 8:20, wouldn't it? Alexa, how long does it take for the light of the sun to reach planet Earth, please?
Light takes 8 minutes and 19 seconds to travel from the sun to Earth. The journey would take about 21
Alexa, stop. We don't want to know how long it will take in a jumbo. 8 minutes and 19 seconds for the light of the sun to reach us. So, when this light just cracks the horizon and goes into our matey's eyes, what we're saying here, right, 8 minutes and 19 seconds, that means by the time that light hits the eyes, the sun is already another 8 minutes and 19 seconds into the sky. Oh, no, it can't be. Oh, whoa. Yes, it is. It's bull, right? I've said that so many times. It takes 8 minutes and it's never sounded right. But the main thing, the main reason is when you look at the sun, you're looking at the sun. You're not looking at a point in space where it was at 8.19 minutes ago. When you look at the sun, it hasn't already gone 8.19 minutes, has it? You look at the sun, If there's an eclipse of the moon, it's not taken 8 minutes and 19 seconds For the shadow. Alexa, how many kilometers per second is speed of light?
The speed of light in a vacuum is about 1.08
Alexa.
billion.
Not in a vacuum. Alexa, what is the speed of light, please?
The speed of light in empty space is a universal physical constant. This means it is the same everywhere in empty space and does not change with time. Physicists often use the letter c to denote the speed of light in empty space. It is exactly 299,792,458 meters per second, 983,571,056 feet per second, by definition.
Alexa, stop now, you're showing off. Kilometers per second. We say 300,000, don't we? Okay? 300,000 kilometers per second. Alright? Alexa, when was the speed of light discovered, please?
The speed of light in a vacuum was derived by Ole Rømer in 1674.
Ole Roma by Ole Rømer. Huh. Alexa, how do you spell Ole Rømer's name, who discovered the speed of light?
Speed of light is spelled S-P-E-E.
Alexa, stop it. Alexa, how do you spell Ole Rømer?
I don't know that.
Alexa, can you spell the name of the person who discovered the speed of light, please?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Sounded like Ole Rømer to me. Anyway, 1674. Alexa, when was the first time humans used electricity?
Here's something I found on reference.com. Electricity was first used for a specific purpose in 1800 when Italian scientist Alessandro Volta created the first electric battery. The forerunner to the batteries in use today. This proved that electric energy could travel through wire and was the first step toward the invention of
Alexa,
light.
stop. See, you're doing it again. Alexa, when was the first light bulb used and who was it?
Here's something I found on the web. According to reference.com, Thomas Edison is typically credited with inventing the light bulb in 1879.
The speed of light was discovered 205 years before the first light bulb was used. Okay? Alexa, when did Newton discover his magical laws?
Here's something I found on reference.com. Sir Isaac Newton published his theory of gravitation in 1687 in a book known as the Principia.
Alexa, stop.
Using
Ole Rømer, the speed of light in 1674. How do you measure the speed of light? How do you measure the speed of light now? I had that conversation just last week. Nobody can talk about it with you. Alexa, when were the Lagrange points discovered?
From surdonald.com. The Lagrange points were first discovered in 1772 by the mathematician José Louis Lagrange.
José Louis Lagrange? Ole Roma! José Louis Lagrange. What we have here is the speed of light, 1674. First bulb electricity. Might have had electricity a bit before, but what would have been the point of it if there was no bulb? First bulb, 1879. Newton, every action, been there a million times, thrust in a vacuum. Isn't it? Remember? No, thrust in a vacuum doesn't work. Of course it does. Newton's third. In 1687. Lagrange points. Earth, Sun, the Moon. Lagrange points, something like this, right, and then one back here. Sun's gravity obviously pulls a lot harder than Earth's, so the James Webb Space Telescope is here, right? The pull of Earth is the same as the pull of the Sun, the gravitational force. It keeps it in place. So as Earth orbits the Sun, that stays in place, and it carries on taking happy snaps of pesky black holes. Really? The speed of light, the first bulb, electricity, Newton's laws of motion, 1, 2 and 3, and Lagrange, science, has gone magic. Lagrange is the three-body solution or something, the three-body something, the drunken man's walk something. How on earth does somebody in 1772 work out, gravity-wise, listen, there are a couple more, but these are the main ones, okay? Now look at those dates. How's all that? Everything's to do with space travel, the speed of light, orbits. Alexa, who discovered the orbits of planets and how to predict
From
them?
thegreatcoursedaily.com. Johannes Kepler was the first to use data to work out that the orbits of planets are elliptical and not circular.
Alexa, in what year did Kepler work the orbits of planets out?
From lumenlearning.com. In 1619, Kepler discovered a basic relationship to relate the planets' orbits to their relative distances from the Sun.
1619, 17, 18, 19, 20. That is 423 years ago. No, 424. 424 years ago, somebody worked out how the orbits of planets around the Sun were elliptical. 424 years ago. Look at those dates. Don't. No, not having it. Right? We're going to rub these out. I'm going to leave the dates. Alright? There is no doubt you heard them, okay? Alexa, how exactly did they work out the speed of light back in
The speed of light in empty space is
Alexa, stop. How did they work out the speed of light back in 1674? Oh, Kepler, sorry. Alexa, How was the speed of light worked out in 1674?
From techfact.com. In 1975, the speed of light was assessed to be 299,792,458 meters per second.
1975. Alexa, how did they work out the speed of light?
From openwetware.org. The speed of light is calculated using measurements of relative changes in distance of light traveled
Alexa,
in
stop. Alexa, how did Ole Roma work out the speed of light?
From barnesandnoble.com. More than 2 centuries before Einstein, using a crude telescope and a mechanical timepiece, Danish astronomer Ole Roma measured the speed of light with astounding accuracy.
With a telescope. How do you work out the speed of light in 1674 with a telescope? Probably the same way that Buzz, Neil and Michael got to the moon using a telescope and a sextant. Same ballpark. Alexa, how did Ole Roma use a telescope to work out the speed of light?
From moviecultist.com. Using the distance between the hilltops and his pulse as a timer, Galileo planned to measure the speed of light.
Alexa, don't spoil it. I was going to do that one. Alexa, how did they use a telescope to work out the speed of light?
From hubpages.com. Scientists could time how long it took for the light to travel to the moon and back again and divide it by the distance between the moon and the Earth to work out the speed of light.
How did scientists work out how long it took? You have to be objective. Don't say, oh yeah, that makes sense, because it doesn't. Alexa, how did Ole Roma work out the speed of light?
From barnesandnoble.com. More than 2 centuries before Einstein, using a crude telescope and a mechanical timepiece, Danish astronomer Ole Roma measured the speed of light with astounding accuracy.
Did he really? A mechanical? What was it? A mechanical what? Mechanical piece of hardware or something? Alexa, how did Roma use a telescope to work out the speed of light back in 1674?
From hackaday.com. Roma measured the speed of light in Earth orbit units in 1676 by observing the moons of Jupiter with no instrument more complicated than a telescope and a clock.
The moons of Jupiter. So, Alexa, how far away is Jupiter from planet Earth?
Yesterday, Jupiter is 658.9 million kilometers from Earth.
Yesterday, apparently, Jupiter was 658 million kilometers away from planet Earth. In 1674, Ole Roma, using nothing but a tacky telescope and a clock, right? A clock. Worked out the speed of light, and he worked it out at 300 or whatever, 299,792 kilometers per second with a mechanical piece of hardware, a clock, and a banged up telescope. What does that remind you of? What does that remind you of? Now, be objective, or you can carry on believing this absurdity, right? Like it can't be. Yes, it can be. When that sun comes up in the morning over wherever, the horizon, the brick wall, the house, when that sun hits you, you're seeing the sun. You're not seeing a point in space 8 minutes and 20 seconds or 19 seconds before it. So, that speed is wrong. It has to be wrong. Of course it's wrong. How do you measure the sun? How do you measure the speed of light? In 1674, if it's the fastest thing, right? I reckon the speed of light, the sun, it's in an instant. It's here in an instant. Bang. We used to say, if the sun went out, it would take 8 minutes and 19 seconds for us to realise that it had gone out, because that's how long, right, it would take for us to realise. So it's 149 million. Alexa, how far away is the sun from Earth?
The sun is 149.6 million kilometres from Earth.
So, what we're saying is, you see the sun every morning, in the afternoon, whatever. If it went out, whoosh, it just went out. They say that it would take 8 minutes and 19 seconds before we realised, because this shining to get to us would go like this. Sun's gone off, and the beam of light takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds, and then we go, oh, it's gone dark. But it actually went out 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago, and then it turns back on. We wouldn't know. We'd be going, where's the sun gone? And we're looking this way, and if it went on, even though we're looking right at where it was, it would take 8 minutes, 19 seconds for that beam of light to hit us. That sun goes on, and we're lit up. The warmth of the sun, solar flares I can understand, because it's an explosion. The speed of light is wrong. It's a lie. It's illogical. How can it be worked out? Listen to this one. Alexa, how did Galileo work out the speed of light?
Here's something I found on the web. According to main.edu, Galileo tried to measure the speed of light by placing two assistants with lanterns 3 miles apart.
Lantern, 3 miles. Stopwatch. Galileo. Can you hear me? Yes, Galileo. Can you hear me 3 miles away? Yes, Galileo. When I say now, you put the lantern on, and somehow I'm going to press start when you put it on, and then press stop when the light reaches from 3 miles. Alexa, what did Galileo use to measure the speed of light?
Here's something I found on the web. According to main.edu, Galileo tried to measure the speed of light by placing two assistants with lanterns 3 miles apart.
Alexa, when Galileo put the assistants 3 miles apart, what did he then do to check the speed of light?
Here's something I found on the web. According to main.edu, Galileo tried to measure the speed of light by placing two assistants with lanterns 3 miles apart.
Alexa, in which year did Galileo try to find out the speed of light with his lanterns?
From astronomerswithoutborders.org. In 1638, the great Galileo Galilei was probably the first person to try to determine the speed of light.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you have here is one of the biggest bunch of lies unimaginable. Alexa, is it possible to measure the speed of light?
Here's something I found on the web. According to physicsforums.com, in order to measure the speed of light, you need to have a timing device and a mirror placed some fixed, measured distance away from you and travelling with you.
Did you hear that? So you'd need to have a mirror, a bounce. Alexa, is it possible to measure the speed of light from planet Earth?
Here's something I found on the web. According to physicsforums.com, it is impossible to measure the speed of light in only one direction.
Obviously. How do you? If you point a laser, right, how do you keep up with it to measure the speed of light? And where is Alexa, how long does it take for light to get to Mars from planet Earth?
From scienceforums.com, it takes about 10 minutes for light to reach Mars from Earth.
"10 minutes for the light to reach Mars from Earth." Alexa, how long does it take for light to reach Mars from the sun?
From studydaddy.com, light takes 758 seconds to travel from the Sun to Mars, or 12 minutes and 38 seconds.
That's from Earth. So if that was the sun, 12 minutes and 38 seconds. Sorry. That would mean, doesn't matter because they changed, right, doesn't matter. Now. Bollocks. Alexa, how long does it take for a radio signal to get from Earth to Mars?
Here's something I found on the web. According to news.com, radio signals take 15 minutes and 27 seconds to cross the current gap between Earth and Mars, which spans 173
Alexa, stop. Alexa, do radio signals and the speed of light travel at the same speed? Alexa, do radio waves and the speed of light travel at the same speed?
I don't know that one.
Alexa, what's faster, the speed of light or a radio signal?
Here's something I found on the web. According to reference.com, radio waves travel at a velocity that is equal to the speed of light traveling in a vacuum, which is 186,282 miles per second.
Miles per second. Alexa, what's 186,000 in kilometers?
From calculatum.com, it is exactly 299,792.458 kilometers, or about 186,000 miles.
No. Sun, the light gets to Earth nearly instantly. Gets to Mars nearly instantly. You wouldn't be on Mars and see the sun, but the sun would be 10 minutes further up. That's just how it's illogical. And all of you people that are saying, nah, it's the speed of light. No, it's the speed of light. Rubbish. Is it? Alexa, how did they measure the speed of light back in 1674? How?
Here's something I found on the web. According to physicsforums.com, the speed of light was originally determined accurately in 1849 by Armand Fizeau using an apparatus consisting of shining a beam of light through a rotating mirror with slots.
A rotating mirror. Back in 1849, when was the bulb? 1879. So there was no bulbs yet. It's 30 years before bulbs. Shining a light through a rotating mirror into slots, right, to work out the speed of light. The speed of light, I'd say it's 149 million kilometers to the sun. I reckon the light from the sun gets here within a second. If it went out, we'd know about it straight away. If it turned back on, our whole everything lights up, doesn't it? The whole solar system lights up. Doesn't take 8 minutes and 20 seconds. It's not like a fluorescent, is it? It goes starter. It's the sun. They're full of it. Now, if you cannot see the absurdity that we have here, that all of this is not even one in the 1900s. There's only one in the 1800s, one in the 1700s, 4 in the 1600s. This is space travel. What were they doing? I'll tell you what they were doing. Nothing. Don't even think they were about. These are the things that get fed into humanity's news cycle whenever they've got something coming up. Lagrange. You guys did the whole science class, NASA, this, that, Americans, whatever. NASA, moon. Newton, you all heard about Newton's laws, 1668 or 1686, 87. Had anybody ever heard of Lagrange back then? I mean, come on. Lagrange worked out the 3-body gravitational pull solution. So everybody would have heard of him, wouldn't they? I'd never heard of him until a couple of years ago when they were plonking something up there. Oh yeah, we're going to do this, that and the other, and Artemis. They're going to use the Lagrange point for Artemis, they reckon. Launch a rocket, just sit there. Just chill behind the moon or something. Really? The speed of light, 299,700, no, it's not. It will be closer to 149 million, wouldn't it? By the way, that, hoping to jump on that this afternoon with my hunch. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just about everything is an illusion. Ole, Roma! I'll be back. Oh, 34. That went like the speed of light.